Hello and welcome back to another episode of Average Guy's Garage. Today we're going to do a open box review of Harbor Freight Tools Central Pneumatic Portable Abrasive Blaster Kit. So got this today. Had a 25% off coupon. Now you have to watch those coupons from Harbor Freight because there's a lot of things in the fine print, and I had to actually use a magnifying glass to read the fine print. Literally, there's lots of brands you can't get. No floor jacks, welders, things like that are not allowed. But we got this one here, and it was 25% off. So it was $36 minus 25%, so about $8.50 off. So that was a pretty good deal. You see, it's a 50-pound spot blaster. This isn't for big jobs, but this is just taking care of small areas, a little bit of work at a time. Now, the specifications of it are a 3.5 cubic foot per minute, 50 psi, and it requires, let me come around this side of it. It says use with a 1 horsepower compressor. So here we have our little 2-gallon Craftsman, 1.5 horsepower, so that meets the spec. And then over here it's 3.75 CFM at 40 psi. Now the other thing I bought with this, before I move on, is I bought this mask here. This was $14, I believe. That's the brand name. P95. That means it will eliminate 95% of particulates. And you can buy replacement filters as well. So let's get the box opened up. There's not much to it, and the empty feels like it weighs about 10 pounds or so. So there's everything, one box. There's no styrofoam in here, there's nothing, it's just the unit sitting in there. And on the end of it, you got that. So what I've done on the assembly, the hose, part of the assembly instructions say to take this hose and hook it up down here to make sure it's connected here but not covering this bleeder hose. This was already done. So here on the gun, I have put on a quick release coupling, and also I have tightened down this ceramic, what do you call that? This ceramic, I can't remember now, just had the word a second ago. Nozzle, ceramic nozzle with this set screw, and this came with the kit. There's another set screw right here to take this entire part off. That's probably to clear out jams and things that you're going to get from media that's either too big or too wet. So you can take this off and clean that out, I suppose. So now the next thing is just to put some media in there, hook up the air, give it a test, and see what we can do with it. I slid this on to this part right here as well. The instructions say to set the compressor to between 50 and 120 psi. Don't go over 120. So we will set it to around 90. Let's see what kind of results we get. Alright, come back in a few minutes and we will try to sandblast something. So here is the results of the sandblasting. Now this took about 20 minutes, 25 minutes of blasting. We had one issue during that time, and that was the sand jammed in the hose. But after finding out where that jam was, the average guys, we got it cleared and it didn't jam after that. The only thing I can say at this point, because I haven't used any other sandblasters before, is this one is not that it sputters, but the sand doesn't come out like a steady stream. And I think that, I don't know what that's related to, but when the sand is coming from the bottom of the hopper, it's like it'll blast really nice for 5 or 10 seconds, and then nothing but air will come out, and then a little bit of sand, and a lot of sand again for another 5 or 10 seconds. But this did a good job of smoothing all this out. So for small projects, things that you need to knock off the worst part first, and then maybe go back later with something else, I think it's pretty good for $26 sandblaster. So we're probably going to use this on the MGB when we are looking at other issues, like trying to find out the extent of rust. Use it right here on this part here. Use it up here to knock off all of that surface rust to find out how deep it goes. So thanks for watching, and we'll See you again next week.